Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we shall be taking a look over what is a Postgres. We shall be installing PostgreSQL, which is our database under our system, and also we are going to be taking a look over some of the basics of PostgreSQL. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first thing first, you need to head down to the browser, which is postgresql.organization, and here you can simply download Postgres for an entire system. And here you can see all of the following packages and installers. And by here I will be downloading the latest version, which is 13.2. Now the following process might take some time, and I already have downloaded Postgres under my system, so I shall be cancelling it just for now. And for everyone who are installing Postgres for the first time under the system, and stay attentive while providing the master password to the Postgres. The master password shall be helping us in various ways, so please keep a note of your master password and then we are good to go. You can go under the following environment variables of your system to the control panel under the system, and here you can be moving under advanced system settings, and by here you shall be moving under environment variables, and under our environment variable under system variable you should be moving under path, and under our path you should be getting the following two paths of Postgres where you have installed, that is the path of bin and also their library. And you need to paste both of the following paths of bin and library under the system variables, so that all of the following things shall be working through our terminal. So by far now, if I open my terminal through here, alright, let's make it big, and here if I write PostgreSQL, which is a short form of PSQL, and if I press enter, it will be asking me the password for the user admin, but we don't need this thing. So here first of all I shall be having here a new command of PSQL. After PSQL I will be giving here a database, that is the path of database, which will be Postgres, which will be created by default while we are installing our Postgres under our system. And after providing here a default database, you shall be writing here a new username, and by default Postgres shall be creating a new user known as Postgres by default, and the following user shall be having a master password that you have provided. So here I shall be simply writing my master password here, press enter, and if everything went right, you shall be simply entering under a terminal of Postgres, just like this, and you can write here du for getting all of the users available under your entire system. So by far now I have various users here which are unnecessary one. I was just practicing by far here. So what we can really do is create a new user for simply logging in and signing in under our PostgreSQL database. And by far now you can see that the following Postgres user is a super user. The following Postgres user can create a new role, create a new database, and also replicate database and bypass all the relations. So by far now what we can really do is create a new user under our entire database. So for that purpose I will be writing here create a new role, and after this you shall be providing here a new user role. So by far now I will be writing here a new role of my name, just like this, and after this you shall be giving it somewhat special abilities, that is superpowers. So here I shall be writing here create role Abhishek with a login and password. So here let's have login and password, press enter. Cool. So once we have done this, we can simply do one thing, that is come out of our following thing, and here if I simply log in one more time, but here I will be having a new user of Abhishek that we have just created. So let's have -u of Abhishek, press enter. Cool. So it will be requiring here a new password. Let's provide here a password, but you know what, we haven't provided a password to our user. So what we can really do is logging under this one more time by a Postgres user, which is a super user, press enter. Cool. So now what we can really do is simply check up our entire users. So let's add du, and here you can see we haven't added a new user of Abhishek because we haven't provided the password to it. So for that purpose you can open the following thing one more time, and here under single quotes you should be writing your password to it. So here I shall be writing a password which is my name itself, add a semicolon, press enter. So you will be getting here the command of create a role is executed. So if I simply come out of it by pressing Ctrl and C, and if I log in one more time with Abhishek, it shall be asking me a password. So here let's provide here a password to it. But you know what, if I simply say / of du and press enter, and here you can see I have a new role name of Abhishek, which is my name only, and under this I have not got any special abilities but only a single ability of logging in. Cool. So now let's log in one more time as our Postgres user, which is our super user. Cool. So now once we are logged in, let's check all of our users, just like this, and now let's assign a property for Abhishek to create a new database. So for that purpose I will be creating here a new role. So let's create a new role, and under this first of all I will be having here a new name of Super Abhishek, because the following user is going to be a super user. So here let's have create role Abhishek, and here let's assign a property of super user. And once we have created this, let's have here a new attribute to it of creating database. So let's have create DB, and also one more attribute of create a new role. So for that purpose let's have create new role, and also we shall be having a login and password to it. But instead of having a normal password, I am gonna be simply saving my password under encrypted form. So for that purpose let's have encrypted, and after that let's provide here a new password, and the password is nothing but simply press enter. Cool, so we have created a new role. So now let's log in under a new role one more time. So here instead of Postgres, let's log in as Super Abhishek. Press enter. Cool, it will be requiring a password. Cool, so now we are logged in as Abhishek. So now if I simply say DU for showing me all of the following roles, you can see the following Super Abhishek has simply all of the following attributes to be a super user, creating a new role, and also creating a new database, just like this. So now as we have learned the following formula of creating a new super user and also a normal user, let's create tables under our entire database. Now tables are going to be a form of collections in which we are going to store all of our data. So for creating a new table, first of all let's add a command of dt, and the following dt shall be simply giving us all available tables under our Postgres. And by far now I only have a single table of migrations which was default by using typeorm. But regardless of that, let's create a new table. So for creating a new table, you need to write the following command of create table, and under this you should be writing here the table name, let's say users. Cool, so let's add a bracket here, that is parenthesis, and press enter. And here first of all we shall be giving here a new ID which will be a serial. So let's add a serial key, we shall be increasing likewise, and the following ID is going to be a primary key. So let's add a primary key here, and after this let's have a new column under our table, and for that purpose I will be giving here a name to be the name of the user itself, and the following type of our name should be under a variable character. So let's add varchar. You can also provide the length of name that should be inputted, and by far now we should be having a name of only 20 words, why not. And also you should be having here a new property of not null, that is the name should not be equal to null, and add a semicolon, press enter. Cool, so we have created a new table which is known as users. So once we have created a new table of users, let's check up the following table. So for checking up that table, you should be writing here select the following table, and for selecting every data from our users, that is every column from our users, you should be writing here a asterisk or star, whatever you need to call it. And here I will be writing my table name which is users, add a semicolon and press enter. But before pressing enter, you should be adding here a property of from the following users, press enter. So now you can see under our table we have two different columns which is of ID and also of name, and the ID likewise we have declared is a serial and also a primary key, and our name is a variable character having a length of 20, and also it should not be equal to null. So once we have created a new table, let's add some data under our table. So first of all you should be writing here a new command of insert into users, and after this you should be writing here a column name, and by far now our ID is going to be a primary key and also it is going to be auto increment. So for now you should be writing here only column name of name, and also you should be providing here all the values. So you should be writing here a keyword of value, and under this I should be writing here the value of my table. So for that purpose let's add a following inverted commas, and here I should be writing my name of Abhishek. Press enter, and now let's check it up. Alright, we don't need the following double quotes but simply a single quote. So let's remove them off and press enter. Cool, so now you can see we are getting the output of 0, 1. So for checking our entire table, you should be writing here the following command of select, just like this. And now you can see that the following ID is incremented by 1, and also we have added a new name here of Abhishek. Let's do it one more time. You can press up and down arrow to simply check up your entire history of commands. So here let's remove the following line from here, add a single quotes, and also let's add a new name of dungeon, press enter. Cool, let's check up our entire users. Cool, so two different users are added under our table. Congratulations. So once we have learned how to add data under our table, let's learn how to create new columns for our entire table. So for creating a new column, you should be writing here a property, that is command of alter table. You should be writing here a table name, which is users, and here you should be writing here a property of add. So let's add here a column type. So under column type, let's say email, and also you should be giving here a data type to it. So let's say a variable character. Press add a semicolon, press enter. Cool. So we have executed the following command of alter table. So if we simply check up our entire users, you can see we are getting the following table of email, but here it has null values. That is, the following data is null over our email for Abhishek and also for Dungeon. So now you can simply do one thing, that is insert data under existing. So for doing that thing, you shall be using the command of update. So here you should be writing update the following table name, that is users, and under this you should be writing here a property of set. I will be setting my email. So here let's have email, and after this you should be also writing here a new condition. So here let's add the value to it. So under email, first of all let's add email under Abhishek. So let's add Abhishek. Cool. So once we have provided condition, I can simply say name should be equal to my data. So here let's add the following name of Abhishek. Just like this, add a semicolon and execute it. Cool. So we have updated to be 0. Now let's check it up. Alright, so we have added a lowercase letter here. So we need to add capital A. Yes, Postgres is name specific. Press enter. Cool. So update is 1. Now let's check it up. So here you can see we have updated our Abhishek here, and the following thing is appended with Abhishek. Cool. So once we have done this thing into it, we can also do likewise for our dungeon. So for that purpose, let's add dungeon here, just like this, and here let's add a different email to it of dungeon. Press enter. Cool. Let's check it up. Cool. So we have added some different data under emails of our name and also for our email. So this was the update command that you can really do for simply updating all of your data. So once we have seen what is update, let's also take a look over the delete operation under Postgres. So for that purpose, let's delete the following dungeon from our entire users table. So for that purpose, you should be writing here a command of delete. Let's say delete from the following users table, just like this. And here I can simply add a where condition under capital. Let's say where. I can simply say id should be equal to 2. Add a semicolon, press enter. Cool. So the deleted count is 1. Let's check it up. So now you can see we have deleted the entire row of dungeon, that is a name consisting of dungeon and also email consisting of dungeon. Now you can do likewise for the Abhishek as well. Just change our id up to be 1. Press enter, and now the deleted count is 1. Let's select all of our users. Cool. So now we are getting our null data because we have deleted everything from our table. So now let's insert term data into it as well. Where was our command? Cool. So let's insert Abhishek. Let's read our table. Cool. So we have got our table. Let's update the email as well from our history. Alright, why I'm missing my capital A, that is uppercase A. Press enter. Cool. So now we are simply getting all of our data, but it has ID to be 3. That's because Postgres catches all of our IDs that we have performed so far, and by far now we have deleted 2 different IDs. So the following ID that we are gonna be entering into it shall be simply incremented by 1. That is, the following ID should be 3, just like this. So once we have learned all of the create, read, update and delete operation, so what we can really do is select some particular column from our users table as well. So for that purpose, you should be writing here select the following column that you need to use. Let's say select name from users. Let's execute it. Cool. So now you can see we will be getting the following column name only, not the entire exact table. If I simply remove it from here and add here an email, I will be getting my email. But let's say let's have a new column to it of password, what Postgres shall be doing to it. Let's check it up. Now you can see we will be getting the following error that column password does not exist. Easy, we don't need this. So now let's open our entire users. Now you can also do one thing, perform some other queries as well. So let's add some users into it first of all. So along with you inserting name, you can also insert email at one time only. So here you need to provide here an email that is insert into, that is the column name, and also you need to provide here its email address. So here let's provide here the following email address of our dungeon. Press enter. Cool. So insert count is updated. So let's check it up. So now we have inserted 2 different users. Let's add one more one. Cool, so now let's add Flora into it. Cool, so now let's select all of our users. We have 3 different users having a ID of 3, 4 and 5. So now what I am gonna be doing is performing some operations over it. So first of all, what we can really do is add here a select one of select name. From my table of users, I can add a property of where, and here under where I can simply say name, and here under name, like I should be adding a name of flow only. Let's check it up. Cool, so now you can see we will be getting the property that flow does not exist, and if I simply say a Flora, press enter, I will be getting the following thing of Flora. That's because flow does not exist but Flora exists. But you know what, you can also do one thing, that is add a following flow. So for using the following flow operation, after adding your query, you need to write here a percentage sign, press enter, and now you can see we will be getting our entire Flora here. The following query shall be very helpful to us in performing some search query under our entire ShopX application. So once we have done this, let's add only F, and now you can see we'll be getting only Flora. But now what we can really do is add a new name to it. Let's say Flora2, and here let's add flora2@gmail.com. Cool, so now after performing the following operations of like, you can see we will be getting the following data of Flora2 as well. That's because Flora2 is also containing the following letter of F, just like this. So now what we can also do is simply remove the email from here, that is name from here, and add email under it. Let's add email, press enter. Cool, we are getting all of our data. Let's say some different data of FF. We won't be getting any data cause any of the following words of Flora or Flora2 does not contain FF, just like this. Cool, so after seeing the following like operation, let's check one more operation that is important under our ShopX application. So here I can simply say remove the following command from here, and I can simply say select everything from our database. So let's say select star from users, and I can simply use order by command. So let's say order by the following column name, let's say name, press enter. Alright, we don't need any comma, inverted commas, press enter. So now you can see all of the data shall be ordered by name, that is alphabetical order. You can also do one thing, invert the following order accordingly. So for that purpose, you should be adding here a property of DESC, press enter, and the following thing shall be inverted, and this thing shall be helpful to us for simply filtering all of our data name wise or column wise. Now you can also do one thing, order everything by their IDs. Let's say ID, press enter. All of the things shall be under descending order, and if I remove the following des, press enter, all of the things shall be under ascending order. So once we have learned what is order by, let's take one more query which is known as between and. So here let's add a new query of select everything from users, and here I will be adding a condition to be where, and here I can simply say the following ID should be between the following index that I will be providing. So let's provide here an index of 4, and also we should be adding here the ending operator, that is ending matrix, which will be the next thing, which will be 5. Press enter after adding semicolon. Now you can see the following thing is sorted under only 4 and 5. That's because the entire data from our users where ID is between 4 and 5 is only for dungeon and for Flora. Now you can also do one thing, make the following thing over 6, and you will be getting different values. But if I simply type here 8, I will be getting everything that is under possible under an integer rate of 8. And here if I go back and add here a 0 thing, you can see I will be getting entire data available under my table. Now this thing shall be helpful for us in simply filtering up our entire products by their prices, that is price between 100 to 200 rupees or dollars accordingly. So in this way we have seen all of the basic queries that we need to execute under our entire application, and you can explore all of the following queries according to your need. But all of the following queries that we have performed so far are very beneficial to us at the level of beginners. Now don't worry, we won't be using raw queries from our PostgreSQL. We shall be using TypeORM, which is an object relational manager, and that shall be helping us in managing all of our queries that we need to perform. So with that said, if you have loved this tutorial while installing Postgres and also taking a look over all the basic operations of Postgres, please hit that like button over this video. I will see you in the next one where we shall be simply configure our backend with TypeScript, Node and Express. So I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.